Hello and welcome to Journalism Classics with Ali Hakim. This channel is targeted at journalists and at journalism students and also mass communication students majoring in journalism. It shall focus on reporting general news, specialized news like the economy, finance, politics, and so on and so forth. It shall also focus on editing, feature writing, investigative journalism, and reporting for foreign media. Journalism Classics shall be on my social media handles, on my Facebook page, on TikTok, on YouTube, and on my X handle. Kindly follow, share, comment, so that together we shall expand the frontiers of journalism practice. I have worked in newsrooms for 50 years and it is still counting. I began my journalism practice in the Old Daily Times in 1974, from where I moved on to the News Agency of Nigeria in 1978 as one of its pioneer reporters. I rose through the ranks to become the editor-in-chief of the News Agency of Nigeria till I retired statutorily after 35 years of service. I have also worked for foreign media organizations, essentially the Vienna-based OPEC News Agency, the Platts News Agency in London, and the German news agency, the DPA, as their stringer in Nigeria. In this introductory episode, I shall be speaking about choosing journalism as a career, and it is tagged Newsroom 001. Oftentimes, adolescents worry about career choices, and in many instances, they are advised to choose what people consider as prestigious career paths, like law, medicine, accountancy, architecture, and so on and so forth, forgetting that those in these career paths are not necessarily the happiest persons in the world. Matter of fact, journalism is equally prestigious and I dare say more exciting. Journalism sets out to entertain, to inform, and to educate. It opens doors to its practitioners that are shut at other professionals. It is really professional, recognized in the constitution of so many countries of the world. Chapter 2, Section 22 of the Nigerian Constitution, for instance, states that the press, radio, television, and other agencies of the mass media shall at all times be free to uphold the fundamental objectives contained in this chapter and to hold the responsibility and accountability of the government to the people. In a democracy, the media is described as the fourth estate of the realm. It comes after the executive arm of government, the legislature, and the judiciary, in that order. Apart from constitutional recognition, journalists have made their marks across the world. Nigerian journalists have been making their marks in national development since pre-independence days. Britain would have transferred the colonization of Nigeria to Germany in 1938, for instance, but for relentless writings against the move by Ernest Ikoli, one of Nigeria's foremost journalists. Herbert Macaulay, who led the opposition to continued colonization of Nigeria by Britain, was a journalist. Anthony Enahoro, a journalist, initiated the independence motion for Nigeria in the Western House of Assembly in 1953. Nigeria's first president, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, was a journalist. At the return of Nigeria to democracy in 1979 to mark the end of the first round of military dictatorship which began in 1966, some journalists became state governors. Alhaji Lateef Jakonde became the governor of Lagos State. Late Chief Bisi Onabanjo became the governor of Ogun State. Alhaji Abubakar Arimi became the governor of Kano State. At the beginning of this Fourth Republic in 1999, Aremo Olusegun Oshoba was one of Nigeria's ancestral journalists who became governor of a state. He was governor of Ogun State. Journalists have become newspaper publishers, owners of radio stations and television stations. They have become ministers, they have become members of the National Assembly, they have become members of state houses of assembly, they become spokesmen to presidents and to governors. They've made their marks in so many areas of human endeavor. A degree in journalism or in mass communication is an advantage, but you do not necessarily need to have a degree in journalism or mass communication to become a fantastic journalist. We've seen so many people who did not go through journalism schools or mass communication courses and have become fantastic journalists. Conversely, we've also had graduates of journalism and mass communications that have become disasters to the practice of the profession. Where you have degrees in other disciplines, a postgraduate diploma in journalism or mass communication will stand you in good stead. A good graduate of economics or medicine or law, engineering, for instance, who chooses to be a journalist, will be able to interpret news in those areas in such a manner that will be readily comprehensible by readers, viewers, or listeners. Invariably, they become better in specialized news reporting. What do you need to be a good journalist? To be a good journalist, you need to have the courage of a soldier, the vitality of a child, and the curiosity of a cat. You must have initiative, you must have drive, you must have the perseverance, a nose for news, a feel for words, and respect for the truth. To be successful as a journalist, your sensory organs, your nose, your eyes, your ears, in particular, must be at the alert at all times, ready to see, hear, and perceive news, consider situations, and bring out the news value in them. Above all, you must have a mastery of a very important working tool, the language and the society in which you are functioning. For instance, in Nigeria, majority of newspaper, television, and radio stations, the working tool is English language. So to be a good journalist, you must have a mastery of the English language. You must have the ability to trim winding long sentences into crisp ones and make them comprehensible. You must be able to think out headlines and catchy introductory paragraphs, generally called intro, that can, attract your reader, viewer, or listener. You must be prepared to read widely and have at least an idea about virtually every subject under the sun. If you have most of this, an exciting career awaits you in journalism. In the next episode, I shall be speaking about agenda setting role of the media. Please remember to like, comment, share, so that together, as I said, we shall be able to expand the frontiers of journalism practice in Nigeria. I thank you for listening, for viewing. Bye for now.